ISPW Weekly is going live.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Previously on ISPW Weekly.
So they are going to be fighting against the A player Anthony and Angel Reyes. I hope Anthony and Angel are on the same page. We saw a few weeks ago Anthony was in his face telling him he's not doing as good a job as he can. JVD from the Front Row Mafia. Tony Atlas knows Toto with Tom sucks. He would never be friends with this scoundrel. I take exception to that. In fact, I'll show you that he's a very good friend of mine. Next week on ISPW Weekly, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas will be here. Welcome, everyone, to ISPW Weekly. It's episode 92. As you saw, I promised you that Tony would be on the show this evening, and I deliver. Not only is Tony coming on right now, but he has some hardware he'd like to show everyone. Welcome, Tony Anthony, the A player, the two-time ISPW Tri-State Heavyweight Champion, in the house here at ISPW Weekly. Finally.
That's right. Absolutely. Hey, Tom, you're the only one that can call me Tony. Nobody else is to call me Tony. My theme song spells it out. Anthony, the A player.
I appreciate that. And it's well noted. All right. Couple of things here. You are wrestling this Saturday in Wallington, which I remember last year we went to, and I was impressed that they even had a building that was like standing, because that place is decrepit.
Yeah. You know what I remember from last year as well? The last time Joe Clean teamed with a WWE legend, Mr. Hughes.
Oh.
Tom, who won? It's obvious. Obvious.
Look,
we always have a plan. Poppy's house always has a plan.
What fans need to understand is Mr. Hughes took the L. That Primo Pizzeria dude from AEW, he took the L. And even though I am very good friends with Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, and he will be on the show tonight, even though I am friends with him, he may not take the L, but I know somebody who will. Mr. Clean, or excuse me, Joe Clean.
Of course. But Saturday night, they're on the same team. So either way, if I pin Joe Clean, if I pin Tony Atlas, they're both taking the L.
It's both an L. Exactly. So look, I want to show something. I saw this on social media today, and I want to get your thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the assistant Angel Reyes here. You know, before I even talk about my match with Joe Clean and Tony Atlas, I have one thing to just say. Anthony, we had a plan I remember you didn't follow, that you came up with, where I was supposed to help Kalitri climb the ladder, and you were supposed to hold that ladder. But at the end of the night, did that happen? No. Instead, I got the blame, and Poppy's house never regained the heavyweight championship. Because no matter how much I try, how much I assist, it's never enough to satisfy you guys. But I'm willing to accept the blame on my part. And all I want to do is help Poppy's house get back on top and regain the thing we never lost. So this Saturday, Anthony, I want you to leave all the work to me, because I'll prove to you And I'll prove to Papi that I'm the best assistant and professional wrestling there ever is, there ever was, and there ever will be. So Joe Clean and Mr. Tony Atlas, I can't wait to get in the ring with you. And I hope there are paramedics on standby because, well, don't blame me to what happens to that old relic at the end of the night. So with that, I bid you guys adieu.
What is this nincompoop saying?
Tom, I don't know what's been up with Angel recently. He's just been costing Papi's house match after match. The Golden Ticket Rumble, he got me eliminated. He cost Ray the ISPW Heavyweight Championship because he let Ricky Price cash in that briefcase. Ray was inches away. If he just held the ladder a little bit longer, if he listened to he's my assistant. He should listen to me and what I tell him to do. But for some reason, there's something inside of him that's not working along with Papi's house. We're not aligning on the same page when we need to be. But, I called him up earlier this week and I explained to him exactly what we need to do to defeat Tony Atlas and Joe Clean this Saturday night. And what do I always say? The A player is always 2 steps ahead. We have a plan. We came up with a game plan. No matter what he says about my plan, his plan, it's my plan. It's Papi's house plan. And this Saturday night, it is going to be executed perfectly, just like that phone call had talked about with Angel.
Oh, I believe you 100%, but doesn't look like some of the listeners believe you. He's about to strike out.
Absolutely not.
I think Angel is about to punch Anthony in the face.
John, we Angel and I, we're on the same page. You can believe it. We're right here with one another. Nothing's wrong with Papi's house. Papi's house is just gonna, we got distracted a little bit. We had our arguments. That's all in the past. That's a clean slate come Saturday.
So you guys are making a statement this weekend, obviously. Angel is he's gonna show his loyalty to you, and at the end of this weekend, you and Angel will be stronger than ever.
Victory. And then we'll be on tag titles, get Papi back his heavyweight championship, run all the gold in ISPW, obviously.
Okay. It sounds perfect to this GM of ISPW. It's funny. Someone's looks like Tony Atlas. It looks like Tony Atlas is going to come on the show.
Yeah.
Like
I have a few words with Atlas.
Okay, let's bring him on then. Hold on. Hey, Renaissance Man.
Everyone's so stupid. So stupid.
Hello, boys.
Well, excited to see.
Speaking of plans,
Yes.
Wallington, huh? Saturday night, Tony Atlas and Joe Clean versus the A player and Angel Reyes. There's always a plan. You think Anthony did this in a vacuum? Anthony didn't do this in a vacuum. You think Ray Calitri's going after his title in the hunt after he gets through Ryman this weekend? There's always a plan. When are you all going to understand that that's how that works?
He's speaking to you guys watching the show tonight.
I'm sorry, sir?
I'm telling the audience that Lee Petrie is speaking to everyone else who's watching the show right now.
Yes. Tom, you hear me clearly. You understand. By the way, congratulations. We haven't had a chance to speak in public on this. Congratulations on being the new GM of ISPW. It's about time they got some class in that job.
I can't wait to see you so we can talk shop.
You know what? I've taken a look at my calendar. Saturday night, you might see me in Wallington.
I'll see what I can do. I'll schedule a car service to come pick you up. I know the last GM didn't.
No, sir. No time for that. No time for that. It's interesting though, right? So here we are again. It seems like the dance that never ends. Back in the ring with Joe Clean, right? One more time. And what's he doing now? He's bringing the one and only Mr. USA Tony Atlas to be at his side. I tell you what, for a gentleman I have a lot of respect for Tony Atlas. He's done so much in this wrestling business, but for someone at this point in his career to get in the ring with someone like the A player Anthony, he might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer if he's thinking that. But I do have to say this out loud. Anthony, you and I have spoken about this. Good help is hard to find. We know we've had some challenges with Angel over the last couple of months. He hasn't quite delivered. He hasn't quite been there when we've needed him. This really might need to come to a real drastic conclusion sooner rather than later. So with the plan we have in place, we know what direction we're going to go in with it. No matter what happens on Saturday night, no matter what happens, the plan will be in place. Poppy's house will ascend right back to the top of the ISPW throne.
Just like it was meant to be.
ISPW heavyweight champion Ricky Price is with us tonight, and Esmeralda. I mean, you have to screen these.
Yes,
I'll read it.
No, this is my show, episode 92. Time to get your Ricky Price doesn't. I don't even want to think about Ricky Price because of what he did to myself and Angel and Ray. He shouldn't have even won that briefcase. If Angel would have just listened to me from the beginning, it would have been in my hands. Ray would have regained that heavyweight championship in that ladder match, and all would be right in the world. Angel, thorn in my side right now. But hey, we're on the same page now. That's all that matters.
I agree. Yeah, lady. Tony Atlas. Look, I know Tony Atlas. I don't have to prove anything to you. I said he's going to be on the show. He'll be on the show. But right now I got Anthony and Lee Petrie, the Renaissance man.
Arguably the best Tony in all of ISPW.
Of course.
So some of the people in the chat room are talking about some of the other matches. If you guys don't mind, very quickly, there are other matches. So let's just run through the card. I mean, obviously, the most important match is the one that Anthony is in this weekend. As
Correct.
you can see, Tony Atlas and Mr. Joe Clean against Anthony and Angel Reyes. There is a triple threat match that JVD, the Front Row Mafia, says is worth the price of admission. I'm not going to argue. I mean, these are great athletes that are in it. LSG, who we last saw at ISPW under my graces when I managed him to a victory over Alex Ryman. Marcus Mathers and Ricky Price, triple threat match. Also, you see Vicious Vicky. She wanted to do an open challenge, fellas. And you know what I said to her? I said, no way. You're going up against Evil Chica Carreras, and you're going to take another L because you ain't getting near that heavyweight title. Wrecking Ball, Legursky from the NWA taking on Buddy Tomas. I have an issue with Buddy Tomas now. Ever since he started hanging around with Ricky Price, the guy seems to want to get the adulation of the fans. What happens when you do that, Lee?
When you try to get the adulation of the fans?
Yeah.
It never works out for you. Are they paying your bills? Absolutely not. You get your job done any way you need to. And you don't have to listen to the fans. They're not paying your bills.
Right. Exactly. Also on the card, Rico Gold, the greatest ISPW light heavyweight champion of all time. I had to give him another match against Brandon Downey only because of he's been crying. And I can't get rid of the guy. The guy follows me everywhere. And I'm just hoping that we get rid of him. If not this weekend, there is a steel cage match happening June 12th between the two. Is there any more matches on here worth talking about? Oh, there's some sort of fatal four-way. Hold on. Vargas, GKM, Yosifer, and Justin Carino. Hey, these guys have all been vying for the ISPW heavyweight championship. All right. Fantastic. You know, the level of talent right now, Anthony, in ISPW, you have to admit, it is probably at its apex now since you've been in this federation. You, of course, stand alone as the tri-state champion, but there are a lot of people out there who, if they don't get that two-time, who, if they don't get that title for ISPW heavyweight championship, they're coming after you and you're ready.
Of course. Put them in front of me.
And also on this card, we have our very own favorite, Ray Calitri, who should be the ISPW heavyweight champion. Yeah. Taking on none other than Alex Ryman, the Revolver, who, if this was a match between sets of teeth, right?
Wow. I mean, you
You
mean
have to-
summer teeth. You mean it's the summer teeth, right? It's the season for summer teeth. Summer here,
I mean,
summer
Dick-
there.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
right.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah,
Anyway, you can get tickets at the door or you can go to ispwwrestling.com. Doors will open at 6 p.m. We're back in Wallington. You know what? I don't know. Maybe you don't want to come there, Lee. It's really not a great place. Anthony and I were talking about it before. Very decrepit.
my Yelp review, my Yelp review
Mhm.
for Wallington last year when I was there was not very high. So I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and pretty much we keep them afloat.
Yeah.
It looks like some of the fans are going to be there. Great card Saturday night. Can't wait. I think that get out of here. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
All right. Three class act men right now on ISPW Weekly.
They know exactly. Cheo Joseph, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Arguably the smartest ISPW fan that we have. Facts, right? I
Agreed.
mean, just facts.
Agreed.
Probably the only
Facts.
smart one.
Agreed.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand that Ricky Price is listening because he's chimed in with a couple of smart comments. Well, I just hope that when he gets those curlers in his hair in advance of seeing Ray Calitri again, he gets those curlers really, really tight in his hair so those curls pop when the 1, 2, 3 goes down and he's laid out and that title changes hands.
Well, here's a challenge. If you show up, Lawyer Lee, look at this.
Well, I tell you what, here's what I know for a fact. Justin doesn't even know what toilet paper is. If his wife didn't bring it in the house, he never would have used it. He's one of those guys that uses the outhouse outside. He's all natural. He's all natural.
Love it. JVD wants to get some dogs beforehand. Yeah, guys, you know.
Yep.
No, he's not drunk. He's just a smart fan of
Yep.
ISPW.
Smart.
Let's check out what's going on in the Hall of Fame, right? Not the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Champions right now here at ISPW. I love showing this, Anthony, because look at you. It's beautiful.
We gotta change this up. We gotta get. You're the GM, Tom. We gotta change Ricky Price. That should be Ray Calitri. Tag champs. That should be Poppy's house.
Should be.
Everyone else is good. We'll keep
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah. Last week I had the ISPW Women's Champion on. She's not losing that belt for at least 5 years here. No one's going to beat her. As a matter of fact, I see her going for some of the men's titles eventually. She can just retire that women's championship because there's no woman that's going to touch her. And that includes Tina San Antonio, who I manage. No one's going to touch Sammy Chaos.
My question
yes, sir.
for Ricky Price on that picture I just saw was: did you have to license that from Glamour Shots to put on that graphic? Glamour Shots get a cut of that? That's a very pretty picture of Ricky Price. How much makeup did they put on him? Goodness, goodness.
So the most popular right now is Joe Clean here at ISPW, Josifer L, and the Shot Callers.
Tom,
But yes, sir.
that is a stupid list.
Yeah, but we have to do it here.
3 most annoying, useless acts in ISPW. First, we got Joe Clean. Then we got Josifer and the Shot Callers. Talk about a headache in a graphic. Oh my God.
Yeah, Justin, our fan Justin, and Josifer, they share grooming secrets together. You know that, right? Yeah, it's true.
Joe Clean probably stocks Justin's toilet paper for him.
He does, indeed, he does. White glove service, we hear.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, Anthony, for this. No, seriously, I am proud of you. And you want to know why? You don't back down from anybody, okay? These fans can yell, they can scream, they can boo you. It doesn't matter.
Of course
You
not.
show what counts at the end of the day when they look what's around your shoulder, what's around your waist, when they see your wallet getting thicker, when they see your notoriety, okay, in this industry of professional wrestling, the greatest sport of all. I'm okay with it, pal. I love it.
Based on all the comments, nobody understands. They just don't seem to get it. I don't care if it's most loved, most hated. All that matters at the end of the night is I got a championship on my shoulder. And nobody can say anything after that.
Nope.
2-time ISPW try. I don't care if they hate me. Whatever. Let it be.
2 times.
When they look at the win-loss record, they don't say how the victory came about. They won't
Mm.
say, how did Anthony get that title back?
Never. They won't
just
say
know
that. They won't say
all-
if I was booed. They won't say if I was cheered. They won't say if a fan hit me. They won't. Doesn't matter. Just says a player got the victory.
Champ.
They're going to see it this weekend when you and Angel Reyes come out victorious in your tag team match against Joe Clean and Mr. USA Tony Atlas. And by the way, Tony Atlas is a Hall of Famer. That is just another notch on your belt. Lee, I don't know if you heard our comments before, but Anthony defeated Mr. Hughes last year in Wallington. Okay, another great WWF, and I always like to remind Anthony that he also defeated one of the top stars in AEW in that pizza guy. No one even knows his name anymore because Anthony kind of destroyed him. Primo Vera, something like that.
Luigi Primo.
Luigi Primo. The stock of Advil just went up. Everyone watching this show now has a major headache from listening to the whatever. Look, yo, you want to show up on Saturday and say something to our face, to Anthony's face? Do that.
Don't sing it, bring it. That's all we're asking.
Hey, Justin,
That's all we're asking.
you can come to my merch table. I'm sure you'll buy something at the end of it.
Can't afford it unless his wife decides to give him some money.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Indeed.
Once again, we're going to put the graphic up. It's Base Brawl 2 at Wallington. We return. It's a fundraiser for the Little League program in Wallington. Meet and greet is at 6 p.m. First match starts at 7 p.m. Wallington High School in Wallington, New Jersey, this Saturday. Get your tickets at ISPWWrestling.com. Or, of course, you can always get your tickets at the door. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on ISPW this week. And I look forward to seeing you come out victorious this weekend.
Thank you, Tom.
Work the plan, my friend. Work the plan.
That's all it is.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Tom, I appreciate it.
Thank you. And there's a man right there, Lee Petrie, the Renaissance man. He comes on the show at a moment's notice. Okay? A moment's notice, and he's on ISPW Weekly. Because you know why? Because he's a Toto a Tom guy at the end of the day. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate Anthony as well. I want to do some housekeeping here before we end this week's show. Follow Tommy Fierro as he appears on WGHT Radio. It's 1500 on your AM dial, 98.3 on your FM dial. Every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m., it's Let's Talk Wrestling. And Tommy Fierro has guests, usually from ISPW. He also gets guests from the world of professional wrestling, and they run contests. They have callers. You know, you can easily send a text message into the station. They'll answer your question on the air. It's only an hour. Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. That's Let's Talk Wrestling with Tommy Fierro. And once again, we want to thank you for coming on this week and joining us on ISPW Weekly. We'll end the show with a few more comments. Can you get some real talent on my screen like Ricky Price or Brandon Downey? Chio's saying, always great to listen to the words of Lee Petrie. It is. And I am happy that he was on the show. And of course, I do know Tony Atlas. And yeah, he was supposed to be on here. And he's not. But I don't know what to say about that. When is Tony Atlas coming on? Well, not this week, but we'll see what happens next week on ISPW Weekly.